to our channel, Hear Me Out. I'm E.
Indeed.
And today, of course, like our other videos, we're going to talk about some Kardashian Kanye West news because that's what we do here. So recently, HBO, I believe it was,
Yeah.
put out a two-part docu-series talking about Kim versus Kanye, the divorce. Like, the divorce. Like we ain't know about this. But apparently this is supposed to be, both sides of the story, which is not really any side. It's things we already know. But we're gonna recap. And of
Yeah.
course we did additional research because they weren't giving what we needed to be given, you know. So let's get started. So like I mentioned, this is called Kim versus Kanye, the divorce. And in this two-part series, this docu-series details their relationship and its complete downward spiral from both Kim and Kanye's point of view, offering both sympathetic and also skewed versions of the breakup. This is literally what what the website said. I'm like, oh, okay. So apparently, I guess time flies because this was a 2-year battle.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
It was like, basically the pandemic, then 2020, 2020, 2020. And now I've accepted that it's 2023 finally.
Yeah.
2020, it was a whole 3 years. Like,
Right. It took
I'm like, what
forever.
year am I in?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a 2-year divorce battle. The couple who got married back in Italy, the wedding country,
The
back
wedding
in
country. Oh
2014.
no.
Back in 2014, were worth an estimated $2 billion before they split. So
Oh my
clearly,
God.
this happened like around 2022 when they finally settled on the divorce. So we already know, based on headlines, Kim is making mad guap. She
A
is
lot.
officially a billionaire. So if they would have
Yeah.
been together, their net worth would have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they also have 4 children. So everything, it was amicable till it wasn't.
Yeah.
So the two-part series, the first part was Kanye's side, the second part was Kim's side, or vice versa. I'll go over Kanye's side right now. Are you ready, guys? Because this is a doozy.
Oh gosh.
A doozy. All right. So the first part focuses on the couple's relationship from Kanye's perspective, how he married into a family who courted his fame for the sake of who courted from his fame for fame, and how
Oh.
he, according to the version of his story, he was an artist purely focused on music and was deeply uncomfortable with the level of attention he received. Kanye uncomfortable, but this
Okay.
is what the docu series was giving.
Uh-huh.
Kanye's side is incredibly charitable towards him. Not only does it suggest that he's a humanitarian and a musician, but it also explicitly states that before he married Kim, Kim was a D-list celebrity who benefited greatly from the exposure that their relationship provided. I know this documentary is a savage,
Bro.
cutthroat. That's why I said it was a doozy. The
Yeah.
show emphasizes his mental health struggles and his unresolved grief over the death of his mother, Donda, and how he sought a partner who could provide the support he needed and lost in the wake of her death. In losing so many people, including his wife, that were, all very important people to him, he ended up spiraling out of control,
Mm.
eventually making anti Semitic comments, which caused him to lose a lot of his professional partnerships, as well as his Jewish lawyer. So basically, to summarize, Kim was nobody. Kanye gave her the stardom, made her an A-lister, but her family's too much. Then Kim was, the family was too much. Kanye unraveled because of his problems with, Kim and stuff, his mom dying, thus him shooting out these anti-Semitic comments and being outlandish and mental health. I guess they're all trying to you know, lump it all together.
Factor it all
Kanye,
in.
yeah, Kanye is apparently the victim here, which he could be because, we're going to go into it a little
Yeah,
later. We do see some of Kanye's flaws. We've
of course.
seen, some things that he has done. So he's not completely innocent, but
Mm.
Kimberly isn't either. Go ahead, what Kim
Right.
said.
So, okay, Kim's side of the story, which of course is going to be more sympathetic to her, it paints Kanye as a man who is so controlling within their relationship. The documentary illustrates how his behavior was too much for Kim to bear, with her cutting the rapper out of the Kardashian empire, and all of this paired with neglect, isolation, and love for his family pulled away from Kanye. This urged the rapper to try and keep the marriage on track and led to creepy behavior and love bombing. Okay, so that includes buying a home close to Kim, getting her thousands of roses, taking to Instagram to declare his love to her. Then in February of 2022, he further took to Instagram and shared a post which read, "God, please bring our family back together," in all caps. So, his social media posts about like Pete Davidson, his anti-Jewish comments, and his overall volatility are used against him to make it clear that Kim should get away from him for her own good. This message is that, or the message is that Kim never wanted for fame nor money, and ultimately Kanye made too much of a liability for her, and an actual threat to her safety once she exhausted her options of trying to get him help. So like overall, there are accusations that he like was deliberately painted as crazy on the Keeping Up show. Once Kim and Chris realized that he might not be good for the brand. There's also footage from that same show featuring Kanye controlling Kim's image, wardrobe, and actions, which is backed up even further by his ex, Amber Rose, who described all the ways he also controlled and slut shamed her when they dated. For sure. The show attempts to
You
be fair.
also, I want to quickly point out, I
Uh-huh.
did see on social media, Kanye's married to this new lady. Her
Bianca
name, I forgot it
Censori.
right. Oh, Bianca. I was going to call her Brittany, but I was trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
And they were showing like befores and after, Kanye. And
Yeah.
before, let's say she looked like a valley girl or like a typical, whatever today's fashion
IG
is,
model.
yeah, IG model, influencer kind of thing.
Yeah.
I believe she's an architect in Australia. She
Oh,
has her own
okay.
career.
That's interesting.
So how we're all trying to look, influencery or quiet luxury, whatever. As soon
Yeah.
as she got with Kanye and married Kanye, it's like basically Kim's what she was wearing, her replica. That's what this
Yeah.
girl's wearing. It's these crop tops, the same color. She had
Yeah.
like long brunette hair or black hair. Now it's like short bob, not even a bob. It's just short
Like
haircut,
a pixie
bleach
haircut type.
blonde. Yeah,
Yeah.
pixie. That's what I meant. Pixie haircut, bleach blonde.
Yeah.
They're walking around barefoot. It's like a complete 180
Yeah.
of, from the pictures that they were showing. Thus, I'm trying to say, I think Kanye is kind of
There's merit.
molding them. Or,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's merit
influencing
to that.
or maybe controlling. I don't want to
Right.
say that, but maybe even controlling um, how these women present themselves, or I
Yeah.
don't know if this is like what's the word? Is this like a fetish of his that all the women kind of look the
Oh,
same at this?
maybe. Right. Right.
Amber Rose had this pixie cut too. Hmm.
He did. Yeah, I think at some point. Well, the
Well,
final
she was.
point as far as like the overall, docuseries here is like the show attempts to be fair, quote unquote fair, by
Mhm.
including the best and worst versions of Kim and Kanye. And by the end, it's obvious that the point here isn't to convince the audience to take a side. It's to make sure we understand that this divorce is much more complicated than we thought, and that Kim and Kanye are flawed, occasionally well intentioned, and self emotional. And completely toxic when combined. And yeah, no, absolutely. All of the above. Like, for sure. All of the above. I mean, I have several thoughts, but let's conclude the research part of this here.
So the settlement, this wasn't part of the docu-series, but they're talking about the divorce, but they don't really talk about, splitting
Mhm.
assets and stuff, which I
Yeah,
find important. That's
of
the
course.
accountant in me. So just to break down the settlement, so as part of the post settlement, West has agreed to pay $200,000 per month
Oh,
in
wow.
child support. And neither will have to pay spousal support, according to Associated Press. West and Kardashian will retain joint custody of their four kids as per the agreement.
Hmm.
Kim and Kanye will get equal access to the kids, although the docs do say equal access. Sources with direct knowledge tell us that Kim will have the kids the lion's share of the time.
Hmm.
Even Kanye has acknowledged Kim keeps the kids 80% of the time. You know, it is
Makes
what it
sense.
is.
Yeah.
In addition, both have also agreed to equally divide the cost of their children's private school and college education and their private security expenses. We know that, when Kanye made, his anti Semitic comments, Kim was concerned for their kids' safety. So I'm guessing they probably even pay a lot more for,
Right.
security. Also, per their agreement, Kim will be awarded multiple properties within Hidden Hills, including the home she currently resides with the children. Let's see what else. Kim will also keep houses in Riverside, California, Malibu, and in Idaho.
Oh, wow.
So, in addition to retaining more than 300 acres in Calabasas, Kanye will also be awarded other homes in California. So, I don't know how many homes they have, but they have a lot, I
Right.
guess. Some Malibu, Hidden Hills, Thousand Oaks. Aside from the California properties, Ye will also retain two ranches and a home located in Wyoming, a property located in Belgium, and his childhood home in Chicago. So it seems like it was split even keel kind of thing.
Yeah.
They didn't go into the whole multi-billion-dollar businesses because I was looking,
Right.
Skims, Yeezy, things like that. But I do know that Kanye does hold 5% stake within Skims.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it's higher, but I believe it's 5%. And I think, Kanye used to give Kim, access
Shares
to
of things.
stuff. So I think
Yeah.
she also has shares of Yeezy and things like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure the intricacies in the businesses, but let's say that, everybody kept their own things. Nothing
Right.
got too
Right.
crazy that we've heard of.
Yeah.
But we did see KKW dismantled. Kim says
Yeah.
that she's bringing it back, but she's been saying that for like 3 years. It ain't
Yep.
back. So I'm thinking it's the West in the KKW.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I think
That's
so
my
too.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, just like overall, it's I don't really see the purpose of having done this documentary, to be honest with you.
A year
Um,
later at that.
right. Like, I mean, we all
That's
know
crazy.
these things about these people. Like, yes, I
Mhm.
agree. Like, Kanye helped elevate her and her family. Kanye basically made them into like household names as far as like in an accepted kind of way because they were already household names, but people always relegated them to reality star, TV people, to like they said, D-listers. We've discussed in previous videos how Kim was not exactly wanted in the luxury fashion world in high couture. Anna Wintour famously did not want her on the cover of Vogue. So once she was with Kanye and all these things, like, yeah, that changed. It changed a lot and opened a lot of doors for her and her family. So you have to give the man
For
credit for that, definitely. Now, claiming that Kanye did not want all that attention is like pure BS. That man loves attention. Nobody loves Kanye the way Kanye loves Kanye. Like, he loves attention. There's just
yeah.
no way that that's not the case. And so, like, to paint the picture as though like he was somehow, if this was too much for him and blah blah blah, like, no, that's insane. I can understand, like, having a say in like what your partner spouse wears, as far as like, oh, I don't like that, or oh, I like that. But like, we've seen like in Keeping Up where he like made her toss out her entire closet, and yeah, he replenished it with like items he liked. and he did pretty much establish her style during the entirety of their relationship. And you know, at times it was dumb. Some of the stuff she wore, and I think even she
The
realizes now,
biker shorts.
bro. Even she realizes now that a lot of that stuff was just like unnecessary. But yeah, I think there was some controlling aspects to that, right? Like that's a little bit odd, um, to kind of be so like demanding of what your partner wears. It's a little bit like much, and so it's again, it's stuff we knew. This isn't like new information. I just think that it's all gratuitous. Of course they're like wanting it to be gimmicky by putting it one side this episode, one side the other. Um but yeah, I think the reason why they were together for so long, I think a lot of it has to do because they have similar personalities. They're both very self-serving. Yes, they are occasionally giving, occasionally, whatever, but reality is they're both self-serving. Like, just as he loves himself, she loves herself. There's no shortage
That's
of self-love going on there, So,
But
anyway.
not to defend Kanye, but kind of, but not really. So it's just an observation. I can see where he says that the family is too much. I
Oh
think the
yeah.
Kardashians are definitely too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like five women. Well, let's exclude the Jenners. There's like Chris and the three Kardashians, and they're just like cash grab, money hungry, publicity, 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 you
Yeah.
know I think that that's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure for the men. Like we've seen the trajectory of all the men,
Right.
Scott, Lamar, and obviously, people have their own demons, their own issues and things like
Yeah.
that. But I don't think the Kardashians make it easy. It's like, hey, you have to be
Right.
prim and proper, you have to be ready, you have to look this way. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep up the persona. There's cameras recording all the time
Right.
because, keeping up or the Kardashian show right now, they're just following them everywhere. They have to
Right.
be mic'd up all the time. So just, I think that that's a lot of pressure. And especially since he didn't deal with Donda, his
Right.
mom, I don't think he's, to this day, I don't think he's dealt with that kind of grief.
No.
And I mean, no doctor, but I'm not sure how, his bipolar disorder is fitting into all of this. So
Right.
I can see, this just, you know, heightening, like all the problems are just heightened
Yeah.
at this point because of all these things,
Yeah.
grief and mental illness. And maybe he's not responsible for some things that he says. Maybe he's fully capable and fully knowledgeable of everything he's saying. So,
Yeah.
we kind of don't know. But I think the Kardashians are a lot. They're a handful.
Yeah.
More than a handful. Two
Yeah.
handful.
No, for sure. And it's interesting because we've covered at length different videos, when it comes to them, their divorce, and the different things that have happened that have been in the headlines. But I want to say, it, for some odd reason, in this episode we're doing here, I feel a little bit like more understanding of him. Not excusing any of the things he has said, of course,
For sure.
detrimental and horrible. But yes, like you said, they are a lot, and that can be daunting. That can be very, hard to handle for some people, and they've already got their own issues, their own baggage that they're dealing with or not dealing with. So yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you here. I think you're right.
And another point of observation, well, Kanye is now married to Bianca. Bianca's her
Bianca.
name?
Yeah.
So Kanye is now married to Bianca, and just, the whole outfit aside and how she's looking now, he's been rather quiet.
Yes.
He hasn't, besides him showing up to Travis Scott's Utopia tour in Rome, we haven't heard much about Kanye
Right.
besides him walking barefoot in Italy, or
Yeah.
wearing these, his new outfits or whatever. But
Yeah.
he's been, he hasn't said anything outlandish lately.
Right.
I think he's keeping to himself.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's like a Kardashian like cleanse, like, hey, now I can be
That's a good
calm,
one.
I could be calm with my new wife. I don't have to
Yeah.
keep up this persona and these expectations.
Right.
But Kanye is also Kanye, so maybe he's just in a mood
Yeah.
that don't bother me, But,
Right.
I just thought it was weird, that
Yeah.
he's just this calm post Kardashian.
Yeah, and no, maybe you're right. Maybe he's like turned a new leaf, and if that's the case, more power to him. Hopefully he's gotten some help. Hopefully he's being able to deal with the things he wasn't able to before. And ultimately, I mean, it's just really whatever's best for the kids, and if the co-parenting is working, then that's good.
Yeah, so the Kardashians are definitely known for their co-parenting. So,
For sure.
hopefully everything is a lot more amicable, and Kanye doesn't Kanye and Kim doesn't Kim, and it all works out. I don't know. I understood the math. I hope you guys did too.
Yeah, yeah.
But that concludes this video. Guys, let us know what you thought about the HBO docuseries. Did you watch it? If you're listening to us, do you think it even made sense for it to be published a year
Was
later
it a
or
waste
shown
of
out?
time?
It was things we already knew, but we know
Yeah,
this. But hey, tell us in the comments anyway.
yeah.
Are you on Kim's side? Are you on Kanye's side? Nobody's side? Kris Jenner's side? We always have to bring up Momager here because she's controlling everything that's
Right.
happening. So yeah, let us know in the comments. We love engaging with you guys. You guys are the funniest. I just want you
Oh
to
my
know.
gosh, yeah. I love the
Please
comment.
subscribe. Please subscribe. If you haven't done so already, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. We do have social media. We have Instagram. We have a TikTok. Dee's going to tell you the details because I always forget.
So the TikTok is Hear DNE and the Instagram is a Hear Me Out DE. But I'm gonna have to verify that, guys. I'll put it in the description just so I can give you all the right info. Also, however, if you want to just do it yourself, go to our channel page. There's the icon at the corner of our kind of letterhead. That's all I can think of is like letterhead. Where it has the Instagram icon, and that will take you directly to our account.
Also, please share our channel with your friends. I think we're funny.
Yeah.
I think we're a family already. You might as well just share it with everybody so, we can all grow and laugh and love, live, laugh, love. I don't know why I
Yeah.
said this. But yeah, we're trying to grow the channel and, we're trying to communicate with you guys. We enjoy doing this. So we can't wait to have more subscribers.
Yay.
So thank you guys for watching and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.